Hey, what's good? What's going on, everybody? You already know who this is, and it's definitely your favorite soul child. Yeah. Sorry, coming back at you once again. Hey, man, we at the P.E.G podcast. That's positive energy generation because we that for life. We choosing the positive through the negative. So y'all know I'm always inspiring y'all, showing you that you can do it, bringing public figures around the world, influence around the world to uplift you and artists. But you know I had to dig in my bag and go get my man. Kerry Sloan in the building. Yeah. And man, he has been on the podcast before. So if you guys missed that, yo, stop what you're doing. Go check that out. And then come back and finish the video because I'm telling you, you don't want to miss not one message this man says. He's like brilliant. And the way we met, bro, was really dope off of The Alchemist. So we talked about it in the first episode that he had. So y'all make sure you got to tap into the iHeartradio, Spotify, Google Play, and you go check it out on YouTube too. All right, so man, how you doing, bro?
Man, I'm doing good.
Yeah.
You doing good?
You doing good, bro.
Yeah,
it's like you're having a good day, you know. I feel like every day is a good day.
Every day above ground is a blessed day.
Yeah.
It's a blessed day.
Yeah.
Man, just to introduce myself to your audience, man, my name is Mr. Kerry Sloan, aka K Sloan, aka Coach Juice. A lot of y'all know me from a lot of different names. Hail from Killeen, Texas.
Yeah.
Man, love it here.
Yeah, you born and raised, right?
No. So I actually was born in Watertown, New York.
New York.
Yeah, born in Watertown, New York. But man, it's been a blessing being from here because there's so many great creators that come from here. People don't be knowing about so many great athletes.
It is a lot of great creative people here, man. They slept on.
Yeah, slept on. Major.
Hard.
Major.
And I don't even think they know.
Major.
That's
they
still trying.
Yeah.
They slept on real hard.
We're gonna wake them up though.
Hey, we're gonna wake them up.
We're gonna wake them up though. And that's something I'm very passionate about because I'm also an educator in the school system. I teach for Clean ISD. I'm also an author. I just wrote my book last year, February time. I published the book. Blessed to have received an offer from. Go get your copy. If you have not copied that already, I got Char laced up with the book. It's a student athlete success manual helping student athletes, their families and coaches get these student athletes to the highest level and be able to sustain it because a lot of times athletes don't have that ability to be able to have that forethought.
Yeah.
If you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah. So you just trying to figure it out. Man. And then you got the key, you got the sauce right here, man. I actually want to dive into this because this is something I've seen you work on. And now it's like here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I feel, like I said, I feel special. I got the book. Y'all got to go get the book. If you have not got the book, go hit my man up, man, because this is the blueprint. It's called Blessed to Have, Receive, and Offer From. All right. And it's a student athlete manual that you can tap in, give to your kids, and push them further. So, like, let's talk about why did you actually write that book and what was the mission behind it?
Man, so going into it, man, writing the book was mainly I woke up one day, I think it was 2000, it was shortly after we started the podcast. So 2020, it was during that time frame. And I felt like I wanted to write something. Yeah. I always been a writer. And getting into teaching, that's around the time I started teaching. And like a year before that. But getting into teaching taught me, I teach English. It taught me that the rules and the pragmatics and the semantics and everything tied into education.
Yeah, it does.
It really made me feel like I was like, this literature, I don't see me in it.
He was like, oh,
I don't see me in it, but I feel like I'm part of it. I feel like I could definitely create it. So then when I started kind of brainstorming, I was like, okay, I started writing stuff down over and over. And I was like, man, what am I gonna write about? Like, because I didn't originally want to write about, sports and getting kids into college. That wasn't initially what I wanted to write about. But I was like, what do I know a lot about? And at the time, I had just got done coaching college ball. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That was like that was the end of me coaching college ball. I was a recruiting coordinator. So I had to learn a lot about the recruiting process.
Yeah, it's tough.
Man, it's deep. It's really deep. And I was on the phone, Char, like literally day in, day out, trying to get these parents laced up on what their kids need to do to get into school, making sure they're in the NCAA clearinghouse, making sure they got their GPA the way it needs to be, making sure, they go into the camps they're supposed to be going to. Like, if we're going to be there, I'm like, hey, this is what you need to do when you come to see our staff, how to present yourself, all that stuff. I'm like, I laced myself up so much on that. I was like, man, let me go ahead and get some of the game out there.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to use that game per se. I don't plan on coaching college ball unless one of my brothers that's in the game right now is like, hey, bro, we got this bag for you. Go ahead and come back.
Only for a bag.
Man, only for a bag. And not even like it's all about money, though. It's more so about like I told you before, my brothers. Like, I'm family driven. Like I'm family oriented. I got dudes in the game right now, man. I love these dudes to death, man. Shout out to Jody Owens. Shout out to Jonathan Petty. Shout out to I got a lot of dudes, man, in the game right now. All my boys, and I'm doing the misjustice by not naming everybody. I got like a whole bunch of dogs in the game, but
to all my dogs out there, man. So nobody be missed.
Man, all of them. I got so many coach homies, but anyway, kind of doubling back. The reason why I wrote the book though was because I dealt with a lot of issues going through recruiting, and I saw it in kids when I dealt with them. Like when I was talking to them on the phone, just the lost, voices. Like I have no idea what to do, coach. I'm like, you don't have no idea like kids balling. I'm talking 2,000 yards, 40 touchdowns. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They got like state records and all this stuff, and it's like they can't get recruited because they don't understand the basics. Like it was like real basic stuff. So I'm like, okay, I got a game for you. So I figured I'd lace them up, and I'd write this book. And then I know that that's the way to get into our boys and girls because they love sports.
It's like music. Almost everybody like music. Yeah. You got the ones that don't, maybe not, and music, different types of music, but everybody like music. Everybody likes some type of sport in some type of way. I mean, even the love, I don't know, cornhole is a sport.
Yeah.
It threw me off. It threw me off. I seen it on the Olympics. I was like,
yeah, cornhole definitely a sport. You can make everything. Life is a game, though. Yeah, life is a game, though, and that's why I felt like I was like, shoot, like I understand that we're gonna do sports anyway. Like, there's no way people that start talking sports and downplaying sports. Sports are important because it's almost like life in a smaller controlled setting.
That's true. It teach you discipline. Yeah, because I did sports in school, and I was a smaller country town. So it's like what you say, trying to get recruited, that was the hardest. People like you, we had a coach like that, like you. And so he coached at Mississippi State, and he put us on there, but we didn't have coaches that came out there and like put us on in that big way. Nah. You know what I'm saying? It showed us like, this is how you go do it. We started doing camps and stuff like that. Like, before then, I had never been introduced to camps. Like I would go outside of the state to go to camps. I started going to camps like 12 years old. What sport? But then it was basketball. Yeah. So I'm based on the court, but when you talk about, like you said, trying to get seen, trying to go to these colleges, it was like I have no idea. You know what I'm saying? And without that coach, I don't think I would have gotten half of the schools that I wanted to go to. I wouldn't even got approved because I didn't know. Yeah. But they took the time and they gave us the blueprint, just like you giving the blueprint. Yeah. And they were like, hey, you can make it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's dope. I really think that's dope because the kids need that. They start earlier than what I went. You know what I'm saying? Like my daughter, she did basketball for a little bit, and they started taking them at like 5th grade, even lower. Yeah. I'm like, wow. Yeah. Because if I had got that when I was that young, I self-taught myself, watching DVDs over and over, like watching one of like Kobe. I would get his highlight and I would watch him dribble the ball and I go outside and try. And then next thing you know, when I actually got a real coach to show me, it was like, okay, now I gotta start looking down, I gotta start looking up. You know what I'm saying? Now you gotta know that academics is just as important as sports. And, you gotta know how to walk, you gotta know how to talk. It's like a whole lingo, but if you don't know, you're gonna be like,
and thank God, man. I want to give a big shout out to my pops, man. My Kerry Sloan, senior. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because Pops laced me up. Pops definitely put me on game. My dad was a track coach in the area. So he was, helping out student athletes. Yeah, he was helping out student athletes. Like, there's people in the area that to this day, they like, man, without your pops, I wouldn't have been in college. So I was seeing, I'm 6, 7 years old, watching cats come into the house. They sit in the back of the house with the computer. We had, the old school Dell.
With the back
the big old joint, the fat back. That fat back. And then that joint, they be sitting there and they be there for like, hour or so. And he'll have the next kid come in and they'll all be signing up for the NCAA eligibility center to get them into this, get them to school. And shout out to him for that. And I just felt like that leadership that he showed me, it kind of made me like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do the same thing. But I feel like a book is I can tell you go to Amazon, go get the book, and when you go get the book on Amazon, then I ain't gotta be there with you.
No, facts. So it's like you can read it at your own time, and you can ask me questions. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm not necessarily like just feeding one by one to you. Yeah, it's like self-taught.
Self-taught. Like you can self-teach yourself. And everybody's different with that, speed of learning. So I will get to the point where we make it a course where we teach people and we're gonna make it like that. But right now I'm invested in my job to the point where, so I'm educating students in the classroom setting, but I will get to the point where I make it a class and I actually go out and teach the class self-taught in the book. But like, in the book, you got self-help and you got information about the process of recruitment. So the self-help portion is the believe portion. So that's broken down in the acronym.
I like that.
Yeah, it's acronym. So it's build, educate, love, increase. Then it's energize, visualize, and then execute. Yeah. So that's the believe method. And through that method, I feel like that's how my life was created to the point where I am today. Because I haven't always been here. I've been in some dark places in life. You didn't have them conversations. Yeah. But that's what builds you as a woman or a man is those dark places. And when you go through the dark places, I know that as an athlete, we're so heavily reliant on processes. Like coaches teach us processes, they teach us systems. So I'm like, let me give you a system I put in the back of the book. And if they really tap into that, saying like starting out, building your education on whatever it is that you want to be great at. Yeah. That's fundamental. Like if you don't build your education, then what are you doing? You're foolish because you're gonna go into a situation and you about to be getting manipulated. Yeah. Because it happens. Yeah. It happens all the time. And if you, like you said, you don't know, then you will get manipulated. Ain't gonna care. Oh yeah, you will be controlled by what you don't know every single time. Dang, man. So you talking about as an educator, that's a very important thing because you are tapped in with the youth. Yeah. And the youth is like the future, but 100%. We're the present, you know what I'm saying? So if we can't be there for them now, then how we expect them to be great in the future? So as an educator, why was it important for you to actually write this menu? Because you talked about with a mission, but why was it important for you to give this in a book form so that do I need to word this? You don't have to, it's a why do you feel like in a book form, you wanted to put this out? Because kids read books and some don't. Yeah. So there was a thought process behind it. So as an educator, why was this important? So as an educator, why it was important was because I can only see things in my own frame of reference, right? Yeah. So through my frame of reference, I'm looking at young Black boys because that's who I was, right? Yeah. And I see so frequently when I deal with young Black boys, they tell me, Mr. Sloan, to be honest with you, I don't like to read. Hey, the fact that they told you that, it goes a long way. All the time. Because they could have just like sat there and felt the whole thing. All the time. They say it all the time. They be like, Mr. Sloan, like, I'm not going to read no books. And in my head, I think God said, well, you make a book for them to read. Because, they're going to do the sports anyway. That's facts. They don't choose that over education. 100%. It's like fun. You know what I'm saying? I can go outside, play all day, play in the court all day. I don't have to. Every time you say read a book, you're like, huh? Yeah, like, I ain't trying to read that book. But what if I told you that this book is going to be able to secure that $50,000 scholarship you want to get at? Let's read that book then. Oh, you're going to at least see what's in there. Yeah. You're going to open it up. Yeah. You're going to take a peek of it. You're like, all right, what's going on in this book that I don't know? Yeah. What if they're offering like 100,000? Right. I bet you open that book flat front to back. You're gonna open it up. At least you gotta see something, or else you're not serious about what you're saying you want to do. And that's my thing. Is like if you are serious about going down this road, or if you are a parent or a coach that's serious about getting your parents down this road, you're gonna get the book because it's an opportunity to get yourself laced up on what's to come. Yeah. Like that's a no-brainer. It doesn't make sense not to get the book to me if you're a student athlete. And that's why I wrote the book, because I deal with so many student athletes that get into the classroom setting, and me being the example in there is already powerful. Yeah. Being that model of an individual that's intelligent, that's responsible, taking care of their business. But, it was just really important to be able to have a resource to be able to give those kids that I see every day, because I think I'll be doing them injustice to just kind of continually give them the same thing that they always receive. Yeah. Because obviously it's not producing the outcomes that we want. Yeah, it's like you being crazy at this point. You just keep doing the same thing over and over and over, but you get no new results. You know what I'm saying? So you brought something new to the table, and like you said, it's something like your dad instilled that in you. Yeah, there's a lot of parents that didn't play sports. 100. But their children do. Right. So they're like lost in the game. You know what I'm saying? So they just lost as a child. So you not only make it easy for students, but you make it easy for parents too to tap in. That's dope. It's like you took your dad's brain, took your brain, and
You flipped it.
And they say that's big in parenthood and I bet sonhood, daughterhood, whatever you want to call it, being a child. When you a child, I think it's important that you take something from your parents and multiply it. I think that's a very honorable way to live a life. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever your parents gave you, if you had parents in your life, any leaders in your life, when your leader gives you something, you multiply it.
Yeah.
They didn't pass you the baton to only stay right here. Like they pass you the baton to turn up. Yeah, like you third leg, bro, turn up. Like you gotta go. Like
you third leg, you better take off.
You better take off, bro.
You better not.
Man, real talk. And hopefully, you know, my daughter, who is 10 right now, she sees what's going on. She sees the podcast, she sees the books, she sees the supplements. We haven't talked about the supplements.
Yeah, we're gonna get to those. We're gonna get to the supplements.
But hopefully she sees the message that was being perpetuated throughout the life, you know what I mean, and sees that I gotta carry this on. It's lineage.
Man.
Yeah.
I like that. And then you on the podcast, you gotta be a light, you know.
Yeah.
And again, y'all gotta tap in with
shout out to my dog. Shout out to all my dogs on the Be a Light. My dog, Jay Jones, shout out to my dog. Nate G, shout out to my dog. Mr. Lipton Go. If you know, you know. Shout out to my dogs, man. But go ahead.
But Be a Light is that podcast, bro. Y'all gotta go check it out. But you know, you speak so highly on, you know, putting the guys into the children, you know what I'm saying, giving their guideline. But also you talked about the laws of light. And I like that, you know, I seen that you on multiple occasions you talk about different levels of the laws of light. So what is so significant about the laws of light that you spread to people?
Yeah, so particularly we talk about that, man. I know you tapped in with that because you know you believe in the taking care of your body. Yeah, you know about the aura, the magnetic field. Because like, you know, when I'm talking about the light, man, the light is that magnetic field that surrounds your body. You know what I'm saying? It's like whenever you come into a room, your energy is introducing you. So you don't say anything, your energy introduces you. Once you talk, people already have received who you are. Like they've already, it's too late. Like that's the last,
that was powerful. I like that.
That's the last form of communication when it comes to like our real impact and inspiration when we deal with people. It's like you look at the way they dress, you look at the way that they move, you smell them, you can hear them. They haven't said anything yet. Yeah. You just felt everything, and then now they said hello. Yeah. And it's like, wow, this is an amazing human. And that's what the laws of light are about. It's about cultivating the light within. And when you cultivate the light within, it's like you constantly put things into your body, you consume things that are going to be able to bring out who you truly are.
Yeah, it's like the universe. You want to put out that good energy to get it back. You put out bad energy, you're going to get it back.
Yeah.
So, you know, you got to fill your body with what you're trying to get.
Right.
So you can't put all this junk in my body and think it's going to be efficient. I'm going to be on top of my game. You're going to be sluggish, you know what I'm saying? And then you mad, you're like, I can't get this done, I can't get that done. It's like, what did you eat? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I like that you said that. And I want to actually speak on your, I'm gonna mess that up.
Ashwagandha. Yeah, there you
go. Yeah. I was just talking about putting new good things in your body. So like educate people on this because it seems to be like the new wave and people actually being tapped into how to properly take care of their body using holistic healing. So, you know, talk about it, educate the people.
Yeah, so
and y'all gotta check it out.
Yeah, check that out.
Be the Light Ashwagandha.
Yeah. So with the ashwagandha, man, it's an adaptogen. So what it is it's a herbal supplement that's going to be able to lower cortisol levels within your body. When it lowers the cortisol levels within your body, then it helps you sleep more and it helps relieve stress. That's the main benefactors of taking ashwagandha. Yeah, we all need that.
Everybody has a little stress some type of way.
Real talk, because, you know, the life that we live, especially if, you know what I'm saying, you're an entrepreneur, especially if you're a teacher, if you're a police officer, if you're a parent, if you know what I'm saying, even a young child, man, you dealing with stress. You're dealing with some type of stress. And because it's herbal, it's a vegetarian pill, it's safe to be able to take and consume and not be worried about, you know, the preservatives that people be killing you with. Yeah. When they, you know, they put preservatives in everything. Like in America, that's what
so they can be able to last longer.
Because everything's about mass production, but we're not mass producing this quite yet. So we're in the individual, you know what I'm saying, infantile stages of it. So it's the baby stages, but I take it every day. My mom takes it every day.
Man, I'm telling
anybody in my circle takes it every day. They understand that it helps them lower their stress levels. Like everybody talks about from every account that it makes them a lot calmer. It doesn't make them stressed out. Like I told you earlier.
Yeah.
I never get too high. I never get too low when I'm taking this. Like I feel like I'm chilling, like for real. Like, you know,
pretty chill.
People come, they people want to email you, people want to ask you for stuff, people want to send you text messages, hey, where this is, people coming at you sideways.
Yeah.
I'm not snapping on that.
He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And
hey.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm chilling. I'm like, I'm on the ashwagandha today.
We on the
ashwagandha today. I'm not tripping on nothing you talking about. I ain't tripping on nothing you talking about.
But you're making a big impact now, like I said, with the health, with the youth. So you again being an educator, being this person that's been in sports, has been an athlete, now being an educator of the world, giving that information out, telling people about holistic healing. What impact are you looking to embed into the youth?
Man, as far as the youth is concerned, man, the youth they're the ones with control. Like they're the ones that truly have control of our futures.
That's
right?
True. I'm scared.
Yeah. No. I mean, but this is the thing though. A lot of people say that though. But our fear comes from we don't think we've done enough to impart strength within them.
I like that.
That's where the fear comes from. When when the older generation says, "Oh, if it's left to them, then we in trouble," that means you have not done your duty as the old head.
It's true.
Like your job is to impart wisdom, impart strength, impart more experience into me as a younger person if I'm younger, because I don't know anything. I'm green. I have the energy. You know what I'm saying? That's what I got. I got the energy. I got the dreams.
Yeah.
You have the experience. You know how this goes. And so when it comes to me, I think of the quote, it's old men for wisdom and then young men for war. That's the quote I think.
Hey, said it again. I'm telling you, boys.
Old man for wisdom, young man for war.
I like that.
That's how it works. And it's like
speaks volume right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you look at it like that, then you look at the youth differently, because you look at, you know what I'm saying, you got the older woman maybe in the workplace that's a little bit, threatened by the younger woman. And she don't want to, give her the game because she like, well, she gonna take my spot. Like, I ain't finna give her. Yeah, they start trying to tear her down. But what they don't understand is that everybody's elevation is hidden within her potential. Because once she realizes her potential, a rising tide lifts all boats. You feel me? Like
you got to write a book for all that. You just
we
have a whole mouthful right
there. That's the laws of light, though. That's a law. If you tap into your light, then you ain't gonna be hating no more. You don't got no reason to hate. You only giving out love when you only eat love, you only talk love, you only listen to love. Then it come out. Then that light, that's how it come out. Like it's all love at the same time. So.
And like I said, be a light, man. And that's all day, every day.
Man, you got to.
And it's easy to fall into the darkness. And I think that's why I want people to know it's so easy to fall into the darkness, because that's what we live in. We live in a dark world, but you are the light. You know what I'm saying? Do you think that fall on confidence too?
I think that, I think confidence is important, but I believe that confidence is only built through like consistent practice of like, and knowledge of self. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it all come back to.
Yeah,
really.
Knowledge of self.
I mean, if you don't know who you are, then how you gonna be confident in who you are?
No facts. Some people don't know who they are.
Like I'll tell you straight up, Shar. I will tell you straight up. I am terrible with time. Today I gave it everything I had to be here on time. I got here at 7:31. I'm gonna be here at 7:30.
So I gave it all.
Every time I got an appointment, I give it all I have, because I don't know if it's from football or if it's just something. I ain't gonna blame football, but my memory is not great, and I'm well aware that it takes a very deliberate amount of focus to be able to be places on time, to do things that I said I was going to do when it comes to appointments. I'm just not an appointment maker. I'm not a planner like that. It's not my thing.
Ain't gonna lie to me neither.
You feel me? So when you know that about yourself, then you build protections around your weaknesses. And that's what people don't know how to do, because they don't really keep it real with themselves. I posted something on Facebook. I posted something on Facebook that said, just because you don't acknowledge a lie doesn't mean that it's not a lie.
Hey, I'm gonna snap on that way.
It's like for real. Hey,
like
it's like
just because you said it's not like doesn't mean it's not true.
Yeah, like it's like you sitting there like it's like people like they be just want to live in la la land and try to create a world that makes them feel comfortable about themselves. But you have to get uncomfortable with yourself.
Because maybe the world that the reality they live in is the opposite. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, I'd rather create this out here. But it's kind of psychotic, because we all know it's a lie.
Yeah, it's a lie. It's
but you still want to keep up with the lie.
You can't sustain it.
Nah. A lie, it can't be stopped. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like when you tell one lie, you gotta tell another one.
Oh yeah.
You gotta tell another one. And me, I'm like you, I forget stuff. So I've been
And
I said that.
And the cold thing about a lie is it hurt both people. It hurt the person that told the lie and the person who told it to.
Yeah, because you feel shitty that you did it,
man.
And then they feel shitty that you said it to them. Now the trust is broken, the little bond, and now we ain't the same no more.
And you breaking the trust with yourself.
Damn, I like that you said that, because a lot of times we think we just breaking the trust with that person, but nah, you gonna actually have trauma, because the next time you build that bond with somebody else, you gonna be like,
I'm a liar.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you're gonna say. You're gonna be like, hey, this person is super cool, but I do know I'm a liar though. I'm finna cold lie to this folks. Like, I'm finna lie to everybody.
Pull out my bag.
Man, bag of lies. I'm finna tell all the lies I can tell. And it's crazy because like it's a defense mechanism. You know what I'm saying? Like all the stuff that we do that's negative or that dims our light, it's learned. It's like, learned behaviors. Like I think naturally you want to be good. Like you want to be good. Naturally, you want to do good. You know what's good, but when the world rewards the darkness, because it's gonna do that.
They gonna do that before they do the light.
Man, look, you can make a bee doing some cold-blooded stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like you can make bees. Like people out here billionaires out here just making that money off of the backs of other people. You know what I'm saying? We one of the most coldest countries there ever had. No, this is the most successful country ever. But we all know the foundation of this country. Yeah. And it's like if you look at that, you look at dark history, you look at just evil things, they a lot of times have come with heavy rewards. So it makes it to where it's not popular to do good and want to do good because it's a slow build. It is. It's a slow build, but once it becomes realized, it's universal. I believe that once you really feel like you know who you are, you love yourself. Yeah. Now you're not dependent on material things to feed you, and once that's a different kind of wealth. Yeah. That's a different kind of wealth. I don't need nothing to feed me, Sean.
Nah, man, just yourself and my love of myself. And I like that every day I get to learn something different and heal myself on something different. I like that. And sometimes it's hard. That's why I want people to know, like, sometimes it's hard to face yourself. Oh, yeah. Because like you said, I don't want to, I know I'm alive, but I don't want to say it. Like, damn, I was wrong. I've been wrong this whole time. But if you say, you may feel better. You see where your wrong was at. And you'll be like, yeah, I can do better than that.
Are we gonna make mistakes, baby?
All day. A lot of people don't like making mistakes. That's just human nature. A lot of people don't like making mistakes. And he talked about again the healing, the holistic healing, and how we gotta be real with ourselves about what we put in our body and what we say to each other. Same thing. People with Dr. Sebi, a lot of people believe in Dr. Sebi. A lot of people think he was a proclaimed holistic healer, but the FDA never approved him being a healer per se, but he also believed that the things that we put in our body, we can detoxify, by putting better things in our body and living healthier. So as a personal trainer, that you are, and again being a student athlete, what is your personal thought behind Dr. Sebi and what he proclaimed to be holistic healing?
Yeah, as a personal trainer in that regard, I believe that when it comes to my clientele, anybody I ever train, I always tell them that, anything that you do in the kitchen can offset what we do in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always going to be able to do that. It's almost like you make a positive, you get a negative. It's like now you back at zero. Yeah, that's how it works. Like you can't be out here having positive workouts in a negative body. Like when that happens and it
never works.
Man, it never works. And then now you in that rope, you know what I'm saying, just circle. You in that circle of frustration, because a lot of people that don't have trainers, they don't get that real talk from people. So they be working out very frequently, but then you look at them, you like, bro, you don't even look like you work out. Like you work out for real. Like
for real, you went today?
Yeah, like today's today. Like you went a couple hours ago. Like, yeah, like they be working out, but they eating burgers and cakes and excess sugar. So when I'm thinking about, Dr. Sebi, and I'm not saying nothing's wrong with eating like that. There's a whole man, it's mathematical. It really is. Your diet is math. Like it really is mathematics. But when you talk about Dr. Sebi and you talk about, the acid types of foods and the things that are, pretty much creating disease within your body. I think of it like this. Whenever you are living life, you want to live and create the most ease for your body and your mind as possible, right? You want to make things easy for yourself. When you do things to make things not easy for yourself, i.e. eating excess amounts of sugar, or, being super, you know what I'm saying, gluttonous with meat and stuff like that, then that's when you're doing that damage and you creating disease. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
And it's like you have to find that balance. You got to figure out, what you got to start reading it back, right?
Some things, yeah.
Read the nutrition facts.
They say reading is fundamental.
Reading is
It's
fundamental.
bro.
It's fundamental. It's
Bro.
fundamental.
But it's true.
If you don't start reading stuff, then you're not gonna know what's going in your body. You're not gonna be able to, have a sum total of what's going in. Because I think nowadays we the most unhealthy country. Like we're the most successful. We're the most.
It's like that's so serious. Because you go to other countries, like I've been to Qatar, I've been to Bahrain, I've been to Afghanistan, and like those countries, if you eat the food over there, it tastes so much different than over here.
Yeah.
And like what I noticed that a lot of us will get sick going from one to the other because you have more processed food over here than over there. I watched this movie where this guy he was from overseas in like Europe, and he met a young lady. He wanted to come to the U.S. and build a life with her. And his dad, he came off of his farm, so he was eating everything off of the land. He get here, and I don't think they was together for like 2 years, and he found out he had cancer. And I was like, dang, that's the stuff we eat. That's the stuff we put in our body. But we don't know. Right. So like you said, if I know, okay, I need to get away from this. Where I'm gonna go actually go get the facts on how to actually eat, because a lot of healthy, what they say healthy stuff is, it has no taste.
It don't, but you know what? That's I mean, are you eating to enjoy? Or are you eating to live?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Are you eating to live?
It's gonna be a journey for you, but I mean the body gets used to everything though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like homeostasis is real. Like we're constantly looking for ways to maintain our normal.
Yeah.
So if whatever you start doing consistently, if you build a habit out of it and it start becoming second nature, then you're not gonna think about the taste in the way that you're seeing it now.
I like that how you put it, because your body is used to what you said, the way you're building it, so it's good for you. You actually probably think it tastes good.
Yeah, you fiending for the honey buns right now because you eat them so much. Yeah, you eat them so much, so you fiending for them, or you fiending for the drink, the cokes, and all that stuff because you drink it so much. You created that addiction for yourself, and that's what marketing is all about. It's like anybody marketing to you is trying to make you addicted to stuff. Like trying to make you addicted to their product so you could bring in money. That's why there's so many billion-dollar industries that's going crazy, you know what I'm saying, on certain people, because it's like, they marketed amazing products that have created that addictive quality and have created that need in your mind that you are not going to be able to get away from this, and there's nothing else to substitute.
And it's really in your mind, because with the boot camp for the military, you detox from this stuff. Like you have people think we eat like little bird food. You have actually all of that in the defect, which is the cafeteria. You have the burgers. They put it right there in your face. The burgers, the catfish. They get really grimy with it. And then you have the middle hours, moderate. You know what I'm saying? You got some healthy over here, but you got a little bit bad. And then you got the straight green hour. They give you an opportunity, and it's in labels. It's in red, which is bad, and then you got that say high. You got the yellow, which is moderate. And then you got the green, which is low. And I literally seen people drop because of the stuff they eat. And myself, I had detox. I'm like, man, I'm just gonna eat right. And then when I came back over here, the first burger I ate, bro, it's bad. My body did not take that well at all. And it's like I used to eat McDonald's. I can't eat that. Like I can't even smell that. I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, because I know. Certain things I used to eat, I can't even eat it since coming back, because it's like my body knows it's not good food.
And if you really are somebody that's serious about, what I'm saying, your family, you're serious about, your wealth, or you serious about, success. I mean, the number one rule to the game is stay in the game.
But the long run, right?
The long run, you gotta stay in the game. How you gonna stay in the game? You can't stay in the game if you end up getting cancer. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the reality of it. Like, not saying it's not gonna happen to, whatever. You can't control life. You can't control life, but at the end of the day, like, you want to try to put those barriers to the side if you can. If I have control to remove a barrier, then it is in my best interest to find a way to be able to remove that barrier so I can live a little more easy life, so I can keep playing the game.
Playing the game for the long run.
That's what I'm doing. I'm playing the game. We out here playing the game, so we don't want to be getting ourselves in our way. We don't want to be, you know, constantly eating McDonald's, Burger King, Popeyes,
good.
churches. You know what I'm saying? All the stuff that, you know what I'm saying, our people love to eat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We love to eat that stuff. We don't think nothing about it, especially when we busy. You know what I'm saying? Like
sometimes you're gonna go, you ain't got time to stop going to the house. I gotta get something.
You gotta get something, but you gotta be conscious about what you're getting and look at the back of the nutrition facts. If it say it's loaded in added sugars, don't get it. I'm gonna say it again. If it's loaded in added, if it has more added sugars than anything else, don't get it. If it's fried, you can eat it in moderation, but you gotta play the field with that. You gotta be safe. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if it's green, it's always a win.
It's always a green. You can't go wrong with the green.
But we all know that though. That's the thing.
We
know that, but we don't always do
it. You know what I'm saying? Now, my granddad, when he was alive, he used to smoke cigarettes and he died from lung cancer. Right. And what really got me, they told him to help with the progress so he could be around his family longer. He used to stop smoking cigarettes. And to the day he died, he was like, I'm gonna smoke my cigarette. Man. You know what I'm saying? It was like, dang, the addiction was so bad to where he was like life or death. You feel me? And not to say that one affected over the other, like he wasn't gonna die or anything. It was just like he had an opportunity, like you could have lived a little longer. He was just like, smoke it.
Man, and that's what kind of that story right there. I hate to hearing that, and sorry to hear that, but I do know that when you can kill a monster when it's small, that's when you want to do it. You know, because of just exactly what you're saying. Like I feel like certain things get out of hand. Yeah. You know, I personally feel like I don't have the type of personality that can just dibble and dabble. You know what I'm saying? If I start doing bad, I'm gonna keep doing bad because I like to feel good. But it's like I know about myself. Like I know that again, knowledge of self. Learn yourself. Some people have more of a tolerance to, you know what I'm saying, ditch, you know, the bad foods and go back to the good foods. You gotta learn who you are. If you a smoker, hey, you gotta know yourself. If you can't pick up them blunts at all, don't pick them up. I'm not gonna say, you know what I'm saying, people out here smoking, I ain't no knock on nobody, but you know what I'm saying, if you know yourself and know how much you can handle. Like you gotta learn yourself and you gotta be real with yourself because once the monster is small, it's easier to kill than when it get big. Because when it get bigger than you,
it basically it's gonna tell you what to do. You can't tell it what to do. You're in control. But then if you let it go for so long, then that monster's gonna be in control. Yeah. So that's that. I like that. And you are all about the people, about uplifting the people, and you know, telling them how to not really telling them to educate them how to eat. So you're just a well-rounded educator. You know. So what is some future projects that Be a Light is looking to execute come this new year, bro? It's some you done made a book, so like some part 2. We got some ashwagandha, so there's a part 2 there. Like what's going on? Give us some sauce that the people can tap into.
So sorry to be real with you. It's the first time I'm lying. I was just about to say this first time I sit on any platform. I sit it on my platform, but we making our laws of light, like you just said, the laws of light, the 48 laws of light. Okay, the 48 laws of light is going to be helping people unlock that light within. Be able to find your inner manhood, inner womanhood. We're going to get input from a lot of different sources, a lot of different people, and we're going to break down the fundamental principles of being able to unlock your light. And then once we publish the book, and really before we publish the book, we're going to start going out and speaking to kids, want to go to Boys and Girls Clubs, any youth groups, maybe even go to churches, go to different schools, and just go talk to kids and talk about, you know, the principles we're going to put in the book. Because everything that we're going to put in the book is going to be pretty much helping you just release the change from yourself. Yeah. You know, because at the end of the day, you know, I don't really believe in motivation. And the reason why, I'm gonna keep it real with you, because motivation is short term and it constantly needs to happen. Like you gotta constantly, it's like you gotta get that jump start. But some
people can't motivate themselves, and some people are not a self-motivator.
Right. So with that being said, though, I think that inspiration is more important. So I want you to be inspired. I don't, you know, I want to inspire you because that's what action does. When you see things in action, they inspire you. And I want to kind of get us to the point where with me and my guys, you know, our plan, Jay Jones, Nate G, and Mr. Lift and Go, shout out to they're my dogs. But we're going to be going around. We're going to be hopefully taking kids, because this year I want to take some kids on some trips. That's what I want to do. I want to get in the vehicle. I want to take maybe like, you know, 8 to 10 kids, take them on some trips, take them down to maybe a studio to go see, you know, how things work in the studio, and just be able to, you know, be around, help you guys set up, help do different things, take them to, you know, a different maybe a law office, take them places where they want to actually go, ideas that they have about, you know, having careers. Like they want to make money. Like that.
People around the environment, though.
Put them around the environment, because I think when you talk about like inspiring somebody, you talk about education, you talk about leadership, it really takes you to be like, you have to have a personal connection with it. Like you gotta have a personal thing to be able to go back to the classroom and go make all A's. Like kids that make all A's make all A's because there's a personal relationship they have with the content a lot of times. Or they have a parent that's a tyrant. But either way, different motivating factors, right? But a lot of times though, it's more impactful and substantial and sustaining if I have a personal reason why I'm here. I know when I leave out of these doors, I got some goal that I'm looking at.
It's like knowing your purpose. So what is my purpose of coming to this classroom? Right. Because I can just come here every day and not get nothing out of it, and then I can feel it, and then I get mad. But it's like you're not finding your purpose in it. Like, what's the purpose? That's in life too. A lot of people walk around don't know their purpose. Yeah. And it's there, and it's really the creativity that they have in their mind, everything that they're thinking about to do. But because like a lot of people I've heard, like you say, man, I don't know where to start. I didn't know where to start either, but I started somewhere. Right. And then through experience, like you said, through gaining wisdom and meeting the like-minded people, you starting to get those resources that you're like, oh, it was like pulling teeth trying to get it at first. Yeah. But now it's like right here.
Oh man, culture big though. Culture, environment. Yeah. It's so substantial. And like your growth as a person, like it's like once you have people around you that like-minded, they're gonna lob you opportunities, not even thinking about it.
That's true.
You're gonna lob them opportunities.
They're not gonna, hey, you gotta pay this. It's like, hey, here you go.
It's not even, it's a part of this. Like they understand it because the thing is that somebody gave them opportunity. So it's like when you in a culture of that, a culture of opportunities, then it's not a issue. Like it's like okay, this is what we do here. Like this is how this works. And that's what we aim to see, is like we aim to create the #1 mentor program for leadership, mindset development, and career ascension education. We want people to be in a culture of that. Like we want our kids and adults as well. Like I want it to be the youth focused, because that's my main, our main focus. Yeah, like that's the future. I want our kids that are coming up to be able to say, like, man, this is a safe space, and it's cool though. It ain't lame, like it ain't like, you know what I'm saying, like super black and white and like this is what you should be doing. Like,
I gotta put a bow tie on.
Like, man, come with your sweats on, with your J's on, you know what I'm saying.
You want to be yourself.
Man, y'all can play y'all little Uzi in the back and all that. You know what I'm saying. We plan on getting a building, so we want to have a building where they can be able to have a spot to hang out. And all that stuff's in the works and shit.
That'd be cool. I can't wait to see that happen. That'd be cool. Definitely. I know it was actually dope to see the podcast come to life.
I love this. I love this.
Because speaking from, we was doing it online 100. last year, and it just seeing how everything has transpired. It's like, man, you can't stop. Because you got a vision and it's gonna go somewhere. And y'all too, y'all got a vision, it's gonna go somewhere. It's gonna be like Walmart one day. People gonna be walking in and getting those type of information for their kids. Yeah. And just because you decided to take your time, sacrifice your time, because you could be out there doing crazy, you could be living life right now. Yeah. Just living it up, but then you found the balance.
And I feel like I am, like you said, balance is important, because I am living it up. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I'm living life, man. I'm happy, I'm blessed, I'm doing everything I want to do. I'm not doing things I don't want to do right now. I think that that this is fulfilling though. This gives me that it fills my cup back up. Yeah. You feel me? Yeah. Like feeding the youth, feeding other people, feeding people's spirits, it fills my cup. Like,
because you walk around, they pour it into other people's cup. Yeah. And now you got something that pours right back into your cup.
It pours back into my cup. When I see somebody that actually benefits from my presence and being able to help them out, I feel like somebody told me that was a narcissistic quality, but I was like, you don't understand though. You don't understand that is a part of life. Yeah. Like, we all have to be on this planet giving and taking. Like we have to give and take.
Give and take, equal give and take.
Equal give and take, balance. All polarity, right? Yeah. You know about that. I know you know about the hermetic principles.
Man, I'm telling you just gotta know. You gotta really tap into it, because some people get scared by it and be like, nah, I'm not gonna follow it.
False evidence appearing real. It's an illusion. It's not real.
They're looking at what their friends doing. It's like, well, somebody told you. Somebody can come in and I feel like somebody can come and shake what you believe. Yeah. You didn't believe it.
Never believed it.
Nah, you just made it believable.
They could challenge it.
Yeah.
That's good.
They can challenge it.
I'm okay with that. Like you can challenge me, that's fine, but you better be ready.
Like I'm about to take you to
the. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna really get the whole, because it's layered. You know what I'm saying? And people don't be having many layers, so when they get challenged and it's shallow like that, Once you go past that first level, they be yeah, because they don't want to have to be forced to believe what you believe now, because they obviously found out that you got more belief in you inside of you than they got inside of them. So now they feeling like they got to retreat. But it's not even like that though. Like I be trying to tell people, like, man, ain't no retreat. It's all love. Like if anything I share with anybody, it's always based out of love. Like I don't operate out of no jealousy, envy, hate. I don't do that. I'm not ever gonna do that. I'm always moving out of love and appreciation for the people around me. Like it's it. Like, I don't fuck with nothing else.
I think what you're doing is very noble, and it's gonna go far because millionaires make other millionaires. Yeah, so you're making other millionaires, and it's starting off early. And being an educator inside the school system is really important. Yeah. Like I said, because some people feel I can have the mindset, not the education. Or I had the education, but not the mindset, and it goes hand to hand. And because you really sit here listening to you, you really point it out in every scenario. You have to have the education. You have to have the mindset. Yeah. You don't have the mindset, then you're not gonna have the belief. You're not gonna have the inspiration, because you'll be motivated. You'll be motivated when you faking the funk. Yeah. Yeah. So what is something you like to see the students or the youth implement within themselves as we continue to elevate in the world?
I really like to take the ownership on us. And I think when we take the ownership on us as the adults, you know what I'm saying, as the men and the women out here in the world, I think then the youth take up the follow. They follow our lead. Yeah. And I think when you talk about that, what I like to see in the youth, it was just like I like to see execution.
That's big though.
Yeah, it's everything. It's the only thing, really. If you really broke it down, we can think all day, we can read all day, we can write all day, we can whatever, we can brainstorm, but the winners are the executors. Like the winners are the people that build the podcast studio, the you know what I'm saying? The winners are the people that go out and actually get the gym, and they start putting people in the gym, and they get the memberships going. Like the winners are the people that understand how to actually make A go to B, and they can get data and they can reproduce. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Reverse engineer and reproduce. And I think that's what I want them to get. And when they don't execute, I'm very hard on them in a way when it comes to the wins that are not real for them. Not that it's not a win, right? Because I think sometimes when you're a high achiever, like people will give you wins that you didn't see as wins.
Yeah, you'll bypass it because your goal is like grand. You're gonna go way up here, but then those little bitty steps that it took to get way up here, right? You bypass it.
Right. And it's important. It's important to take ownership in the small wins. Like you should always take those and celebrate them. But I think sometimes, if you on the way to a goal that's way bigger than yourself, then you can't be enamored by the jewels and the diamonds that people gonna try to put on you, because they like, oh, you the one. It's about me being one. No, it was about the goal. The goal didn't get hit. We ain't done. Because what happens if, you know what I'm saying, you get everything from the people on this planet and they give you all this stuff, and then you never make the actual goal that you put in your mind, you put in your heart and spirit. Like you never made that happen. You never saw it come to fruition. Did you win?
No, what happens is you add it on to the part that's the number one richest organization in the world, which is the graveyard. Yeah. You took it there. It's a lot of $1 million ideas in the graveyard, and they never took action. Right. So it's like, what are you gonna do with your dream, with your passion? Are you gonna leave it here for a legacy, or you gonna take it with you and nobody ever gonna see it? Right. Right. And everybody wanna leave. Well, everybody wanna be important to somebody. Yeah. And I was watching a kid show, man, called Soul, and it said,
I like that. I like that movie.
I like that movie. It was a blue thing. I like it. That's my joy. But the main thing was like you start to forget the person, their legacy will leave, and then you will forget their memory. Yeah. So when you make enough impact, you live forever. Yeah. Yeah. I'm still in touch with my kindergarten teacher, bro. Yeah. I went back home for holidays and I seen my kindergarten teacher, and she still means the world to me. And it's like, bro, so many people came through her. Even my own daughters came through her, and they're like, she's still impacting so many kids, So I feel like if you can go through and impact children every day, bro, you're gonna leave a well-known legacy, because it's gonna live forever. They're gonna pass it down to their child. They're gonna talk about how you push them and how you challenge them, and they're not gonna let their children. It's the accountability. You're making people be accountable, right? And I like that.
And I have to be the steward of the mission. You know what I'm saying? Because the mission is bigger than me. Like I'm not the only one that's gone on this route. Like it's like there's probably been like probably thousands of me's over the course of history. But at the end of the day, a lot of them, like you said, they went to the graveyard without seeing some of these things realized. I'm not trying to go to the graveyard without seeing the realization of people moving towards that goal with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the youth. I want to see them doing it because again, like my pops passed me the baton. I'm trying to pass another young brother the baton, another young sister the baton, so they can grow and they can go where they need to go. Because you going where you need to go is gonna get me where I need to go. Yeah. Like I don't need you on the same path as me. That's not what I need. Nah, we do not need to be running the same race. Now, if you feel like this is the race you want to be in, and I can lace you up based on where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? A 5 can always teach a 3. But at the end of the day, that's not what I'm here for. I'm here so that I give you the tools to be able to take your life where you want to go. And I think that's something that I try to do in the classroom all the time. I always try to give that individual freedom for each one of my students. I think like 171 of them. I try to give them. I know they loading out classrooms. Yeah, it is. And that's parents. Y'all need to know that. But a lot of kids in one little area. High school different, like you know what I'm saying. You got a lot of kids coming in, but I try to let them all know though that your individual interests, passions, there's a space for that. Like you don't have to be nobody else. You don't have to think just like me. I'm going to show you how I think because I'm going to give you a model. But if I'm really give you the most effective mode of communication and education, then I'm going to give you multiple models. So I'm going to show you her thinking. I'm going to show you his thinking. Right. I'm going to show you their thinking. I'm going to show you everybody's thinking so that you get a full spectrum picture of how people think that are doing things that maybe you would be interested in doing. You're going to vibe with somebody. Somebody going to give you something that's going to make you say, okay, that's it. Because I always feel like one teacher can say something and it didn't click. Oh yeah. And then you go to another teacher, he'll say something and didn't click. But then you get that one teacher, like, wow, well, why he didn't say that? He did. Yeah. You wasn't open to it at the time. Yeah, and it didn't speak to you. So like the fact that, like I said, you're in the work, you're out here grinding, you're not just saying something, you're a leader of what you're doing. And that's powerful, man. And that's the law of light itself. You're being a light to the people that's around you. And we need more of that in the world. We need more people to know that they're important. And if you got something that you trying to do right now, like you should do it. You know what I'm saying? Like you should believe in yourself, be that light, and we all grow. But I always tell this to my wife all the time. A caterpillar is a caterpillar until it's a butterfly or a moth. Yeah. A moth don't know it's gonna be a moth while it's a caterpillar. Yeah. It doesn't know. A butterfly don't know I'm gonna be a beautiful butterfly. It's a caterpillar. Caterpillar. But we don't even know. We're looking at it like, oh my God, it's a caterpillar. And it could be a moth. You know what I'm saying? I've seen my wife, she like little things. She loves butterflies. She likes to keep them. She literally babied a moth. Didn't even know. Raised it up. Yeah, didn't even know it was a moth until it came out the cocoon and it was a moth. And it was like, what's that? It's a moth. She thought you might get a butterfly. It's like, you didn't know, right? No idea. But for whatever goes on in that little moment of solitude that the caterpillar has to go to, he made a decision. Yeah. Yeah, and it's crazy because it was a butterfly or a moth. So we're gonna be who we are. Before we can go a little further, because I know people gonna be wanting to tap in. I'm gonna go ahead and break this out. I'll let you get the social media out so they can get connected with you. Yeah. Even after this too. And real quick before I give them the social media, man, I really want to kind of touch on something you just said though. That moth analogy, you know what I'm saying, going into that dark place. To be able to become what you're becoming. That's required. I think people really need to tap into that. If you want to tap into something, tap into the darkness, tap into the pain. That's where this book came from. This book came from pain. Like, we talking heavy though. Yeah, somebody just ran off because you said that. They got you. Yeah, I mean, it was like, face myself. Yeah. But wherever you run into, you with you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna get away. You ain't gonna get away. And it's like you ain't gonna drink yourself out of it. You ain't gonna smoke yourself out of it. You ain't gonna have sex with yourself out of it. You're not gonna do, there's no way to get away from the pain. The pain is required for the journey. And when you get that pain and you find that faith, you know what I'm saying, like that unshakable belief, then that's gonna be the currency of the spiritual realm, and then you're gonna get what you need. That's real, like, you know what I'm saying, that's real deal. I want to say something else, but I'm a teacher, so I got to keep it PG. But that's real. That's real deal. That's real, bro. And the fact that you said that, like I'm telling you, that darkness is
it's scary.
Yeah.
And what if it's mentally you have to be ready for it, you know?
You
And some people don't have their support. So what would you actually say to the ones that don't have their support, but they actually want to try to tap into themselves and learn themselves, but you have to go into that darkness, like you said, and they scared. What would you actually say to them?
I would say that take an audit and do an assessment. So whenever I try to find out how to help somebody, and when I used to be a mental health professional, and also I used to be a coach, and now I'm a teacher, and I'm still a coach, right? But I do an assessment. So, and I have to do that on myself all the time. Like at the end of each week, I do a reflection. I think we all should do that.
But yeah, I like that.
Finding out like where am I really at right now, like and learning the things that don't work for people in general. Let's not talk about just you. Learn about things that don't normally work for people. Okay, let's start it out, right? Normally it doesn't work for people to spend all your money. No, things not to go well. When you pay your bills, it don't go well. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Not being faithful in a relationship, you know what I'm saying?
Ooh, that's a good one.
It doesn't tend to go well. It doesn't, I mean, now I'm not saying people ain't doing it, but it just doesn't tend to go well. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta learn the things that commonly don't work well for people, so that you can look at things objectively when you go into bad places. Because then you can say, I did this to myself. You have to take accountability. Yeah, the accountability. That's the part that's missing. And you have to, when you do a self-assessment, you take a test up for yourself and you say, okay, these are things I don't really do that with. Those are things you got to start with. And that's just hard for people to do because people want to believe that they're doing better than they are. Or sometimes people want to believe they're doing worse than they are. Because when you look at it and say, oh, well, I'm not really doing that many things to hurt myself, then you can say, okay, well, let me focus on the things I'm doing good and let's maximize those. Yeah. It's really simple, but it's painful. And a lot of times it takes a guide. It takes somebody to be with you because I've had some amazing mentors, man. I could count on my fingers and toes and more to tell all the great people that have impacted me. The content I consume, is only content I believe in. Like I don't if I consume it and I can listen to anything once, but after I listen to it and I feel like it's not consistent with me, okay, I'm going. I'm going another way. That's why. Hey, that's why I gave the P.E.G podcast a follow because I consumed the content and I felt like, oh yeah, this is consistent with what Be a Light got going on. No facts. Rock with it. So that's something that you got to continually do as a person. Like I know we entertain ourselves and we like to go and escape from life, but you got to really say, well, who am I and what am I about? Like, what's my morals and my values? And if you don't know those things, that might be the root of your problems. So, it's powerful. Real talk. But man, Be a Light Leader on IG. You guys can follow us there. You can find us Be a Light Podcast on Anchor, Spotify, on Apple, iTunes. You got the Ashwagandha, man. Reach out to me if you want the Ashwagandha. My email is stars, STARSINARMS at gmail.com. So you can reach out to me. I'll get you the Ashwagandha. Like I told y'all before, man, it helps you lower the stress levels in your body, lowers that cortisol, helps you sleep at night, helps your muscles recover, and it also helps with your drive and just helping us be better. So that's why I want you guys to be able to take that. So you said cortisol. Okay, for people that may not know what that is, what is it? So cortisol for the ones that like, well, I hear him, but I don't hear him. No, cortisol levels is like based on like so when we don't sleep well at night. And then we wake up in the morning, and we have that stress from yesterday. Cortisol levels raise up. Dang. Yeah, and when cortisol levels raise in the body, cortisol levels is the hormone, right? So it's a hormone that it kind of like creates that anxiety within us. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Yeah, it creates anxiety within us. So now you're a little bit more like, anxious and you're looking around and you kind of like when you're really, really tired and you just kind of like hanging on a thread and it's like it don't take nothing but this. Yeah, quick take that one thing and you've been snapped, got to lose all your you feel me? All your marbles gonna be gone. So it's like the cortisol levels rise when you kind of have that brain fog going on. So when it lowers those cortisol levels and it helps you kind of even the playing field out for yourself. And it really does release a lot of tension in the body. Like your muscles even tense up in your cortisol levels. Wow. Yeah, so it helps you really relax. Like it takes all that down and it just pretty much moves it around. But cortisol is actually good for you though. Like it's a part of your fight or flight response. So like when you ready to go take off, like back in the day when we was hunter gatherers and a lion would pull up and we'd be in the loin, like just dip, like
take off.
Yeah, that cortisol level would jump up and you be gone, like you be running a lot faster than you want to swim.
Like a flight.
Right, but we ain't doing that nowadays, man. We got regular lives, we got jobs out here. So we gotta, you know what I'm saying, lower the cortisol levels, keep them at a manageable level. And I believe the supplement will help us.
So let me get the my man Jay Jones. Shout out to my man Jay Jones.
Jiggity.
He got that beard. He ever
Jay Jiggity, the beard on. Man, Jay Jones still trying to, he holding on to it, man. He hold on to it for himself, bro. You got to help out with the beard on.
Juicy beard, bro. It's pretty. You gotta
the juicy beard, the African berries. You got that juice.
Yeah, the African berries, bro.
Hey, you know what? We gotta do a podcast with you, so you come on. I mean, you know what? We need to schedule that ASAP, so we can have you on our podcast. So yeah.
My man Jay Jones, he's really wild. I'm telling you, see his beard, you're gonna be like, oh, that's luscious right there. That's a luscious beard, man. So man,
and my guys, man. I mean, they all amazing men. If you guys really get a chance to check it out, you're gonna really see the amount of game that we give out in them podcasts is crazy. Yeah. I'm not even just saying it because I'm on it, because the people, even the guests we have on, they'd be like, I be learning every week. I be like, dog.
Like, I'm in class right now. I'm absorbing all of this.
Yeah, I thank God for them brothers, man. I really do. Without them, it wouldn't be a thing. So
it's really dope to see the vision, bro. Yeah. It's really dope to see y'all prosper, see y'all grow. Man, we're gonna be doing some crazy things in the future.
Oh yeah.
What are some things that you want to like if you can impact one thing and for one person every day, what would that be?
One thing for one person, for everybody, like one thing we need to be doing, or one person?
Yeah, so if you can change the world with one thing, what would that be? So I guess that'd be a collective.
Okay, I would say that basically you need to own your actions. Accountability. I would say that once you learn to own your actions, own your thoughts, own your experiences, ownership, that's the one thing that changes everything. Because when you're not in control, you feel like other things and other people have ownership over your life. That's a very defeating place to be in. Yeah, to be in that position is it's nerve-wracking. It makes you feel like you can't get out of holes. It makes you feel like you won't ever keep success. Success is not yours, it's rented. But at the end of the day, everything that you want is yours because you own your actions.
Nah, big facts.
Every single day, you own your thoughts and you own your reality.
Like true, like everybody got that split moment. They make, if it's a bad decision, you got the split moment that say, "Should I do this?"
Yeah, 100%.
And if you decide to do it, you know in your guts it was the wrong thing.
Yeah,
you always know.
And if you make a wrong decision, own it.
Yeah,
I did that.
Like, I tell my kids, and I'm like, if you're gonna do it with your chest out, and then take whatever's gonna come afterwards because you made a decision. Especially if you know I'm not supposed to, and you take it upon yourself to do, then you can't be looking at me and be like, I'm gonna take the punishment. I didn't do it.
Yeah, because can't nobody stand at somebody that go do something, you know what I'm saying, throw the rock and hide their hand, you know what I'm saying? Can't nobody stand somebody like that.
A quick beat up.
Man, that's a quick beat up. You get jumped doing that. And it's like,
call the fam,
man, ain't nobody trying to hear none of that. Like everybody, you know what you did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. You gotta own up. And that's something that life has taught me. And I continue to perpetuate that message to anybody I know because it's the way to success, and it's also the way to learn from failure.
It is. And this whole session has been like how we as who we are today can be the present moments to push the future, which is the children.
Right.
So as Bill Light continue to prosper within 2023, how do you guys actually plan to build a community to help empower the youth even more?
Right. So we got our mentor program. We are gonna have a pilot program where we're gonna pretty much be mentoring young men and women in the routes they want to go, and we're gonna be having them get phone calls and sit downs with them and just keep a good little group. We're gonna have a pilot program where we have a good little group where we just make sure that they got whatever they need from us and we can connect them with resources in the community. That's something that we started last year and we're gonna continue it on this year. We had a couple of kids that received some good information from us and they maximized from it. SAT tutoring, linking them up with other business professionals, just a multitude of things, man. At the end of the day, it's an ongoing process and it's a very interesting I guess industry to want to be in because we talk about mentoring people. you know, just like I know, like mentoring is very difficult because you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink.
Oh man,
but
you can't make them drink with nothing.
Nah, that just
sit there. Frustrates you because you're like, I want you to drink so bad.
But see, my thing is, I'm never gonna work harder than you.
Say that again.
I'm not. If I'm helping you, I will never work harder than you. And the thing is, with that is
people get set off that. They feel like you the one supposed to be expert. You supposed to be showing me.
Yeah.
But you want to know. You want to know. I know. So why am I working harder than you?
Right.
That's crazy. That's actually, I'm telling you, you need to write a whole book. You've been dropping gems the whole time.
You know what though? The thing is, and I appreciate you saying that, but the thing is that the whole goal for us and for myself is that we want to show through our lifestyle that, you know what I'm saying, you don't have to be like this. You don't have to come and get this help. I don't beg anybody for anything. That's not what we're doing. We're showing you something. Yeah. This is the way, right? We're being a light. So the light is the light. Yeah. Like, it's not like because you're a light too, like that has anything to do with my light. That has nothing to do with my light is shining because of, you know, I'm cultivating that. And I hopefully inspires you to cultivate yours. Right. If it doesn't and you're not ready, then when you come back and you're ready, it'll still be here. And that's how I go. And
even the smallest light can pierce darkness.
Man, it will always. And then we planting seeds all day long. So you know what I'm saying? The trees is growing. So we out here doing God's work, really. So
I like that. Yeah. And it's just a vessel, you know. And y'all, if y'all gonna be stressed out, y'all gotta get this say it again.
Ashwagandha. Ashwagandha. Okay, hey, you know what though? We all gonna be saying ashwagandha soon, though. I'm telling you, this right here, man, it's 100%. They need to. If they really try, if they try to make that music real, make that healing music. You know what I'm saying?
That real healing music,
you know what I'm saying?
It's herbal, it's all holistic, and like you really, you see, make you really tap.
I seen Nip said something like, what Nip said? Nip said, I noticed what I was talking about, you know, when I was talking about shooting, killing, drug dealing. He said I started seeing people talk about it at my shows. And he said I changed up my whole angle. And he's like, I started talking about wealth and I started talking about building community. And he said I started seeing those same things. And I was like, man, it's crazy. It's like because music, they say music is more powerful than anything else. One song is more powerful than 1,000 sermons and podcasts.
Wow. Man, because music is for the soul. So we sit in it, we feel more relatable in it. That's what we spend some of our sorrow, you know. Everything about you get mad, you're like, I'm gonna tune out. Well, first thing I do, I get my headphones, right? And I go listen to music. We're like, it's embedded in us. Like you said, children or even people, they'll choose music for education. So it's like, they know how to get us. Like, okay, I'm gonna put it in the book because I know you ain't gonna read it. Yeah. And then I'm gonna say what I want you to do in the song because I know you're gonna do it. But I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna get somebody else that says it the way you like to say it. Yeah. Because they look like you, they talk like you, they walk like you. Yeah. And you're gonna be like, oh, I relate to that person. I feel like that, hit you with the emotions, that vulnerability. Yeah. And then you go pick that decision. And look at that, you just played yourself. Look at that, you just played yourself. Right. But you know what though? It's our culture. And I think I love our culture because I think we got a lot of amazing things in it. I think that we just got to learn how to, you know, utilize the tools that we have at our disposal and be aware. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy trap, you know what I'm saying? I enjoy conscious rap. I enjoy R&B. I enjoy country though. I enjoy like rock. I enjoy music. I enjoy music, but I understand that they have frequencies. Like they're tied to frequencies. They're all tied to frequencies. And when I'm listening to those things, I always try to keep it in that compartment where it's at. You know, I put it away and then I go back and feed myself because you know what I'm saying? You got whatever you feed the most and you focusing on, it's gonna grow. So and that's where all your energy is gonna go. That's where all your energy is gonna go. And so you like, damn, I'm focusing on it. You think you focus, but you're really not. You're pouring all your energy into something that's not gonna get back. Ain't gonna that's a bad investment. That's what we call that, right? That's a bad investment. That's a bad investment. That's a bad investment. So big facts. It's definitely dope to get on and live it up with you. What would you say would be your love language? Everybody has a different love language, and that to me is important because you say we have to know ourselves. So in order to get other people to love you and other people to understand you, what would you say your love language would be? Man, okay. So my love language is acts of service. That's number one. You can tell. Yeah, acts of service. Whenever, you know, I do for people because I believe that's, you know, how I can show. And then when they do for me, it's always like, man, like that's love right there. Like I feel you now. Because until you do something for me, I'm looking at you like, I mean, I don't need you to do something for me. But if you ain't made no sacrifices, then don't tell me that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't sacrificed for this. You ain't got no skin in it. You got to put skin in the game. So you put skin in the game, you're not in it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I move. So yeah, it's acts of service for sure.
I-
What's yours? You on the spot? What's yours?
I'm like active service.
Yeah.
Because I'm a giver.
Yeah.
You know, I'm always put myself before people. Like I can sit here and you can tell me your story. I'm trying to figure out how to help. Why? And then I'm not looking for nothing back.
Yeah.
You know, but I also like affection. Like I like that, like to give and take. So like being vulnerable. Like I'm not that much person that I'm gonna be vulnerable with everybody.
Yeah.
Because I'm on alert because you know how to hate me. So I'm not gonna give you something to use me to break me down with, you know. So that's what I think a lot of people can't really take vulnerability. So my love language is really vulnerability. But I won't tell you that. I won't say that because a lot of people knows how to manipulate that. Now you can't manipulate me when it comes to my vulnerability because it's my vulnerability. I choose to unlock it. I choose to give it to you. But that'll be a quick way to like destroy a relationship with me if I give you my vulnerability and then you turn around and just shut it off. I'll be like, okay, cool. But acts of service too. I can go back and like you said, fill my cup up. I may be hurt, but I'm gonna go over here and fill my cup up with an act of service, and now I can build that trust again. Okay, I can put vulnerability to somebody else, you know, because sometimes we don't see that person is not really a good person to pour into. You're so still willing to help, and then it don't play out, and you're like, man, I spent my time, you know, and it really make me like, okay, I don't even want to help no more. Bitter. Yeah. But I never let that get to me. Like I'll sit in it, and then I'm like, you know, it just wasn't. They wasn't ready to receive it. That's 100. Yeah. That's 100. You see, I'll put you on the spot. That's that vulnerability. Yeah, that's real. Like, you gotta think about it.
You know what though? I appreciate that though, because you know what I'm saying, it's funny because this week our new unit this year is love. It's that's our unit, it's over love. So we going through like, you know what I'm saying, the old school pieces. You got you know what I'm saying, Romeo and Juliet type, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, all that. So it's funny you said that because I'm like, man, you talking love language. I'm like, I just talked to the kids about that. We be in there hashing it out. But it's that's good. I think it's important. Yeah. And I feel like we can deal with our emotions a lot better once we know our love language. Yeah, emotionally intelligent. You gotta have the emotional control, because if you have certain things you haven't addressed, then now they coming out in your relationship. And you over here, yeah.
And that person don't know how to take it. They don't know how to love you because your love language is not being spoken. Man, they have no idea how to love you because you're sheltering it. You know what I'm saying? Through the past events that happen. So that's why you gotta go in that darkness, like you said. You gotta deal with it. So if that person is who you want to do, like it's my friend, it's my bro, I'm gonna change. You know, just because he gives that back to me. If this my girl, this my wife, or this my dude, this my husband, and he's giving that kind of actness back to me, giving that vulnerability, taking the time to change. I think it's like I should. You know, some people may not feel like that, but if they're giving it, it's like that equal give and take.
No, 100%. I agree 100%. You giving them game too now. You giving them game too. Keeping them together. You know what I'm saying? You keeping them together right here. Sorry, I need to get y'all the therapist right here, man. 50%. I'm telling you,
for myself, like you said, these things, I'm not just doing it to give it. I'm putting it into myself. Yeah. So I'm not always the person that can communicate the best. Because I get to you'll say something and I'll get quiet because I don't want to talk about it. But what I've learned is I don't want to talk about it because maybe something hurt me through it. 100. So I'm like, dang, let me go within myself and figure out why it hurts so bad.
And it's staying in there.
Yeah.
It's staying in there.
Yeah. And that's when you can leave a message that'll change one person that's listening, because people like to get on and be nosy. They really tap in, they listen. Mm-hmm. If you can just say one message in 15 seconds, what would that message look like? And go.
Be a light so people can unlock the light.
Hey, yeah, and go get you some ashwagandha, man. Go get it. Go get it right now, man. Get this book. Yeah. He got the blueprint for y'all. He got the blueprint.
I know y'all got them student athletes in y'all family. The NIL money looking real nice. Yeah, boys getting $100 million deals out here.
And I'm telling you, that'll change your life. Change your life just from opening up that blueprint. So make sure y'all go tap into my man. Yeah. Yo, shout out to Bill Light Podcast. Yeah. Hey, my man Jay Jones said he gonna come with that beard for y'all. Yeah. He gonna show y'all how to get all luscious. Yeah. I've never seen a beard that glow. His beard like glistens.
Hey man, that boy gonna be blushing, man. You gotta chill out. he gonna be blushing.
Oh, man. Hard on that beard. You gotta put a lot of energy in it, so you gotta.
Boy, Indian. That's what that is. That boy got some Indian descent. Yeah, we don't know.
It's nice, man. But definitely tap into the Be Light Podcast. Always know that if nobody tell y'all today, tomorrow, yesterday that they love you, so I love you on the P.E.G. Podcast. My man, Kerry Sloan,
Yeah.
love you. And Be a Light podcast, love you. So you can't go around saying nobody care. We told you we care. You got our social medias. You can tap in with us. Tap in at the P.E.G podcast on Instagram. We're always there for y'all. And look, man, go be a light, bro. Be a light, bro. And we love y'all. Let's get it. Yeah, let's go, bro. Let's go. Hey.